Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Jarvis here. You're with me on my IG and my FB, and also in a minute we're gonna have wisdom and some other stuff on as well. But to get us started tonight, what I want to do is I have a very it's a short little video, but I want you to watch it because it's gonna lead directly into what we're talking about tonight. All right, pay attention.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Beyond measure.
I'm gonna show you how great I am. Last night I cut the light off in my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. I'm gonna show you how great I am. Only last week I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
This kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew.
I'm gonna show you how great I am. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. I'm gonna show you how great I am. All of you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him. All of you. I know you got him. I know you got him picked, but the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame. Like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Because if you're willing to go through all the battling you gotta go through to get to where you want to get, who's got the right to stop you? I mean, maybe some of you guys got something you never finished, something you really want to do, something you never said to someone, something. And you're told no, even after you pay your dues. Who's got the right to tell you that? Who? Nobody. It's your right to listen to your gut. It ain't nobody's right to say no. After you earn the right to be where you want to be and do what you want to do. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. If playing small does not serve the world, there is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same, as we are liberated from our own fear. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
You were thinking,
Yo, what's poppin', everybody? It's good to have you back with me. Man, so tonight is going to be a great conversation. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and get everybody else in here. Let's get wisdom in here. Let's go ahead and also get IG in here, and let's start having a great conversation. So tonight we are talking about getting rid of those negative thoughts. That's what we're talking about. Stop giving weight to negative thoughts. And there are so many times in our life where we may not realize it, but the decisions that we make, the way that we react to things, the way that we operate, the way that we move, it all comes from our thoughts. And we're going to talk about it a little bit. So some of you guys go ahead and put in the chat. Let me go ahead and put this up here. What's up? I see 1 in a million in the building. Happy birthday or happy belated birthday. Sorry, y'all. I got to get this set up back up for us here. There we go. So I got everybody in the building. Now I got IG. Now I got FB. Now I got wisdom. And now I got YouTube all in the same building. So go ahead, pop in the chat. Let's talk about it. Stop giving weight to negative thoughts. That's what we're talking about tonight. Stop giving weight to negative thoughts. There's a few things, as I was looking up and studying out thoughts that I figured out or that I learned. And I want to share some of those things with you because I feel like for us to be able to really move forward and to really be able to run into the new year the way that we want to run into the new year, we have to win the battlefield of the mind. There is a battle that's going on, and that battle is happening on the canvas of your imagination. It's happening in your thought process. It's in your mind. And it's funny because as human beings, one of the things that we do, the way that we operate, is we operate through when we say something, we operate through pictures. So, like if I say to you, car, on the canvas of your imagination, you are not seeing CAR. You are actually seeing a car, and it's probably your car that you own or a car that you desire to have or whatever the case may be. If I say key, now you're looking in your mind and you find a key, and you whatever it is, it's your house key, your car key, you have an image of a key. But if I say the canvas of your imagination, you now have to paint a picture of what the canvas of your imagination looks like. Now I'll say for me, the canvas of my imagination is like this huge canvas, that an artist would use, and it's inside of my mind. And there's there's a paintbrush there, and there's all the colors that I would need. And as I speak or as I write down a vision, I see all of these things come into play, and it just starts moving. It's almost like watching an old Disney movie or something where the paintbrush is moving all by itself and it's creating this thing. So that's for me. But I realize that not everybody knows. Like if I say, matter of fact, let me tell you this. If I say we're gonna stop giving weight to negative thoughts, and we're gonna fight on the battlefield of our mind, I want everybody to imagine what your mind looks like. Now, if you're sitting there and you're imagining what your mind looks like, and I see my girl Marsha on. What's up, Marsha? How you doing, girl? And I see Tiffany Stevenson on. What's up, Tiff? How you feeling? Good evening to you too. Welcome to the conversation. But if I say mind, I see Legal Scorpion as well. What's up, Legal Scorpion? How you doing? Now let me get back into this. I'm sorry, y'all. But if I say mind, right? If I say, what does your mind look like? You probably on the canvas of your imagination painted a picture of your brain. So what I want to do is I want to take a quick moment and I want to draw you something that I would say is what our mind looks like. Okay. So give me just a second. I'm gonna draw something and show you what I would say our mind looks like. So when I say fighting on the battlefield of our mind, we can put a picture together on the canvas of our imagination of what that looks like, and we can start moving forward together in not giving weight to negative thoughts. I've had quite a few conversations in the past days, and there's quite a few people that they give a lot of weight to negative thoughts. I had a conversation with one person, and the negative thoughts that they've been told their entire life is pretty much dictating to them how they're living their lives today. Had a conversation the other day where negative thoughts build up and they create confusion, and they create anger, and they create hurt. Like all of these things happen because we give too much weight to the wrong thoughts, and those wrong thoughts are the negative thoughts. Now, if I could go back and I could quote my girl Chella from last night, she said, and I believe it was Michella who said this. Let me go back and look, because when people are talking with me on live, I write down the things that they say. Let's see. Michella said she doesn't give any attention to negative thoughts. If I'm not correct, let me see. Let me go back and find where I wrote her notes down. But I want to make sure that I tell you, turn your back on negativity. That's what she said. I wanted to make sure I quoted her right. Turn your back on negativity. And it's important that we turn our back on negativity because we're surrounded by so much negativity. We have about 60,000 thoughts. This is what they say. We have about 60,000 thoughts during the day. They're random thoughts. Sometimes these thoughts are are great thoughts. They're thoughts about work. They're thoughts about life. They're random. We don't really have too much control over these thoughts that are running through our mind. The crazy thing is that the majority of them, as random as they are, end up being negative. And then those negative thoughts will attract themselves to more negative thoughts. And it's all about how we handle those negative thoughts. And again, going back to what Michella said yesterday, which was, she turns her back on negativity. I'm encouraging every single one of us as we walk into the new year, as we run into the new year, as we blow past 2021 into 2022, that we cancel out all of these negative thoughts. And the only way we can do it is by winning on the battlefield of our mind. That's the place where it's going to happen. That's the place where it's going to take place. So I'm going to draw this picture so I can hold it up here so that you guys can see it. And while I'm doing this, what I want you to do is I want you, for me, go ahead and just throw in the chat, what are some of the negative thoughts that you've dealt with? What are some of the negative thoughts that you've been challenged with? What are some of the negative thoughts, even today? You probably had negative thoughts and you didn't even realize what those negative thoughts were. Or maybe you've heard them so much in your mind that you passed them by. But whatever those thoughts are, I want you to go ahead and just throw a couple of them in the chat space so that we can talk. And for those of you who are on Instagram, what I would love for you to do is, if you get a chance, go ahead and jump in over on YouTube or Facebook, because what will end up happening is once we do our commercial, you will drop off, but we'll continue on the conversation over on the other outlets. So, so negative thoughts. Let me hear it. What are some of those negative thoughts? And I do appreciate when some of you guys have my personal number, you text me, and that's okay. That's cool. All right. That you'll be alone forever. Okay. That's a real negative thought. That is a real negative thought. Okay. Here's another one. That the man that I love would leave me. Okay. So I feel like we have a theme going on here. Okay. That's a negative thought. That my parents will die. Okay. That's a negative thought. That I'll lose my job. Okay. Negative thoughts. And thank you. And again, like I said, I respect the privacy. So those people who want to throw text messages as opposed to going ahead and sending a message through the chat, feel free to do so. But it's negative thoughts they're there, y'all. They are there. They come up in the blink of an eye. You can just be sitting there minding your own business and something can remind you of something, and a negative thought, pow, is right there. I'm going to share some things with you tonight that will be, I want to say, mind-blowing. But of course, I want to make sure that I go ahead and get into what we're talking about first, and then get that set up and draw this picture. Sorry, I know that I was supposed to be drawing this picture, but I was reading the text messages, so I was distracted. So let me go ahead and undistract myself and draw this picture for you so that we can have this. So thoughts. This is what thoughts look like to me. Matter of fact, I need a bigger one. All right, this is what thoughts look like to me. Or I'm sorry, your mind. This is what your mind looks like to me. All right, bow. So what's up to everybody who's jumping in on IG? So you guys see that? You see that? You're probably like, well, he didn't draw anything on the paper. I did not draw anything on the paper because this is what our mind looks like. Our mind is a huge sketchbook that allows us to think, write, build anything that we want on the canvas of our imagination. That's exactly what our mind is. This is what your mind looks like. So from now on, when somebody says your mind, I want you to picture a huge sketchbook, and it's bigger than this, you all. It's much bigger than this. It's so much bigger than what this one that I have in my hand. It's huge because it's gonna carry all of the thoughts that you have in life. It's going to carry all the things that you want to build in life. It's going to carry the dreams, the aspirations that you have. It's going to carry every single thing that you have, your relationship goals, your relationship with your children, your relationship with your spouse, your relationship with your boyfriend, girlfriend. It's going to carry all those things, your job, how you carry yourself at work, how you function at work. It's going to carry all of those things. What you believe, your belief system, it's going to carry all. It's going to be, and you have to think that there's going to be something that's big enough that it will help you process and help you think through these things, right? And that's why I say a lot of times when we say our mind, and you want to draw a picture of it and you want to picture what your mind looks like, we have a tendency to automatically think of the brain, and it's not the brain. It is actually something totally different than the brain. It's a space where your life is written out, where your story is told, where your dreams come alive. And there's things in your thoughts, and this is why we have to kill and have to get rid of and have to stop giving weight to negative thoughts, because there's things in your thoughts that they will dictate where you go in life and what you do in life. All right. And I'm talking to everybody and anybody who is watching this, whether you're watching this live or you're watching it on the rebroadcast. Every single thing in our lives has derived from thoughts. Whether it's the person that you were interested in, or the job that you wanted, or the car that you wanted, or even down to stubbing your toe, even down to like the video that I played at the beginning of this was saying that our deepest fear had the poem of Our Deepest Fear. And it's the whole purpose of that is, what are you thinking about yourself? What are the negative thoughts that you've allowed to come in? And so I appreciate you, Marsha, jumping in here and throwing in some thoughts. She says that I am not enough, that I don't matter, that I'm always going to be immature, that I'm never going to succeed. Okay, so we got to cancel all of those thoughts. And I'm sure that she's not the only person who has thoughts like that or who has had thoughts like that. In everything that we do and everything that we have, from man, our weight, how we work out, how we get ourselves in shape, all of these things, every single one of them have derived from our thoughts. It's what you're thinking of yourself. How productive your day is determined by the thoughts that you allow to carry weight in your mind. How you handle yourself in relationships is all derived from the thoughts that you allow to carry and give weight to in your mind. And that's what happens in our lives. And once that happens, it creates a new picture for us, and it sends us in a whole new direction, and it gives us something else to look forward to and to push for. So what I'm going to do, I've been on, I got my girl Mimi in here. What's up? She says that I wasn't worthy of anything, love, protection, man. Thank you for sharing that. Those are thoughts that are out there as well. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to go to a quick commercial. And once we come back from this commercial, I am going to go deeper into our topic, and we will have that conversation. Feel free to request to join in. We still have the thoughts that are popping up. I love it. Thank you for sharing. I'm all with it. Yo, so I see my girl Arian just jumped in over here. Arian, if you could, please go ahead and join us over on YouTube or Facebook, because we are getting ready to go a little bit deeper after this commercial break, and IG won't be with us, but I'm glad that you're in there. What's up? What's happening? All right, man, let me go ahead and run this commercial. When we come back from this commercial, we'll go a little bit deeper.
Hey, what are you waiting for? Go register for the Impact Rally now.
Yo, so we are back, and I want to say thank you for sticking it out with us and coming back. And for those of you who came over from Instagram over to join us on YouTube or Facebook, welcome back into the party. You're back with us on Jarvis TV, Wisdom app. You're here with me. And please, everyone, feel free to request to join in at any time in the conversation. If you are on if you're on YouTube or Facebook, the invite is, I just placed it again down in the comment section so that you can see that and you can request to come in and have the conversation. You'll join me on camera. And if you're on Wisdom and you want to join in on the conversation, all you have to do is just request, ask to join, and I will bring you in. I love to have people in the conversation with me. So now let's get back into this. Let's talk about it. All right, let's talk about it. Thoughts. Why are your thoughts important? Well, I'll tell you one huge reason why your thoughts are important is because as you believe, you will receive. Plain and simple. Whatever you believe, that's what you're going to receive. The things that you give the most weight to, the most attention to, those are the things that are going to draw themselves big in your life, because your mind works just that way. You know, it's crazy because as I was looking at this stuff, I was studying out, and scientists, they have found that our brains have grooves in them. And they say that these grooves come from our continual thinking. The fact that we think and we think and we think and we think. The crazier part is that we have repetitive thoughts, and those repetitive thoughts are generally thoughts that come up every single day. And in those repetitive thought sections, those are the parts, and it creates these things called rivets. These rivets are the thoughts that grow bigger and bigger. Now, if I could explain a rivet to you, the best way to describe it is if you've ever seen a river coming down a mountainside, and you know that there's like little streams, right? We don't call the streams rivers that pour into the actual river. Well, that's what rivets look like. They look like that on our brain. And another analogy that I can give you is, as you're thinking, let's just pretend that, your mind was this huge glass pane, right? That is as far as you can see left, as far as you can see right, as far as you can see in any direction, up and down. It is like completely, you can't see anything but this pane. But your thoughts are like the little droplets of water that would start to come down the window pane. And as they come down and they're moving on their own, those thoughts are creating their own little rivets. Those thoughts are coming down continuously, right? That's what it looks like in your mind. It creates these rivets, or it creates the droplets they start to connect. And as they connect, they get bigger, and those bigger droplets start to move faster, and those create the rivets. Why is that important? Because when your thoughts, remember I said, as you believe, you shall receive. When we have these 60,000 thoughts, if we hang on to the negative thoughts that are out there, what those are doing is they're connecting and they're moving faster than the positive thoughts can. The reason I chose to say stop giving weight and not giving weight to negative thoughts is because in my mind, I saw it as the stronger, whatever you give the most weight to, that's what's going to become stronger. So let's say I go and I work out every day. And on my left side of my body, right, I'm pumping iron. And as I'm pumping iron, I'm lifting this weight. And as I'm lifting this weight, it's like, my arm, like I'm lifting, and this arm is getting strong. So I have one arm that's getting really strong. So I'm using 35s. Then I use 45s. Then I use 55s. Then I use 65s. And I'm just one arm is getting completely huge. While I use the opposite arm, I go to the left side. And as I'm using the left side, I only use a 20-pound weight. What's going to happen between my two arms? You said it. That's right. One's going to be completely huge and strong, and the other one is going to just stay steady. In our minds, one of the things that happens is we continue to allow ourselves to grab negative thoughts. So those negative thoughts that Mimi and Marsha mentioned before, let me go back and get into what they put in there. That I'm not enough. If you give enough, like if every time you have an I'm not enough thought, guess what? It's not lingering by itself. It's running and connecting itself to the rest of the I'm not enough thoughts. And those thoughts are flowing. Like they create this huge rivet in your mind, and it moves extremely fast. For the I don't matter thought, that thought, it starts off by itself and then it comes in and it hits the other I don't matter thoughts. Anytime you have thoughts will always attract like thoughts. That's why, in the Bible, it says that as you believe, you shall receive. That's why it says that. Your brain is an amazing tool. It's amazing. It operates our entire body. It carries the canvas of your imagination. It carries your mind. It allows you to have this area where you can just think and where you can just create. But if we continue to give our thoughts, our negative thoughts, the energy, the weight, it takes power over us, and now it determines what the outcomes are for our lives. This happens in everything that we do, you all. Like your thoughts, they just kind of go with the flow. Quite honestly, they go with whatever's being said, whatever's happening, they go with the flow. And when they go with the flow, that's a part of the danger of them going with the flow, because if the flow is all negativity, then they're going to be attracted to the negative things, and that's what's going to take precedence in your life. And I don't want to see any of you deal with or go through allowing your thoughts to take precedence in your life. There's I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. Like all of these things that are running through your mind, if you continue to allow those to take precedence in your life, then that's how you're going to operate, and that's how you're going to move. Your dreams, your aspirations, your visions, your goals, all these things are never going to take place. A movie that I really, really like, I really love. Matter of fact, I love the fact that they have a trilogy, is the Matrix trilogy. And they actually have the new movie that just came out. So you have in the Matrix, right? You have this guy who everybody believes, well, one person in particular believes that he is the one. Then it turns into two people that believe that he is the one. Then it turns into like the masses believe that he is the one. However, the entire time he's not believing in himself. It's other people who are telling him, like he's doubting himself. There are things that come up that throw more thoughts into his mind. And the crazy thing about the Matrix is it's all about mind control. Like who's controlling your mind? Who's telling your narrative? What's the story that's taking place? And it's one of those things that it's so profound if you stop and really think about it, because that's how we move through life every single day. No, there's not computers running our life. No, there's not some sentience sitting up on a hill that have us plugged into a machine that are just running us and making us do all this crazy stuff, or making us believe that we can do all this crazy stuff. No, I don't believe in that at all. I'm utilizing the Matrix as like a storyline, because in there you see the power of thought. When Neo, the main character in the first Matrix, didn't believe that he was the one, and he started to get to that place that he almost started to believe, he would fight back. And when he would fight back, he started to see success. He started putting down the negative thoughts, started fighting back, and he started seeing the success. So he started putting down the negative thoughts of, okay, I'm not good enough. He started putting down the negative thoughts of, I'm not strong enough. He started putting down the negative thoughts of, I'm not smart enough. Even in relationships, you start like, think about it. There's so many negative thoughts that will come into your relationships that will either split you apart or bring you together. But the negative thoughts are the ones that push you apart, especially if you give them the attention that they don't need. And it's so crazy because, again, it's all about what we believe. That's what we receive. I want to see each and every one of you have the best. And that's why we're in on this right now. We're going into a new year. This is the last Wednesday of the year. This is it, y'all. This is it. I think it's Wednesday. Let me look up here again. If it's not, somebody correct me, because I know I'll be off on days. Yeah, it's the last Wednesday of the year. The last hump day that we will experience. That's it. There's no more hump day of 2021 ever again. This is it. And on today, I want to challenge you to sit down, and I want you to find your negative thoughts, and I want you to eradicate your negative thoughts. Our negative thoughts can have so much power of us that we start to believe that they are true. And we start to believe that they are true so much to the point that they start to manifest themselves in our lives. And they start to manifest themselves in our lives through small things. It could take something small that will collect all of the negativity and bring it back to you. And the challenge is eradicating those things, getting rid of those things. You're probably asking yourself, well, how do I do that? And what are the things that I do? And, why does that happen? Well, listen, your thoughts, let me see. I got something from Marsha. Hold on. So Marsha says, our negative thoughts can consume us if we are not careful to ignore them. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Man, that's good. So, man, your thoughts can consume you. And it's all about, what do you have that's pouring into your thought process? What are you listening to? What are you reading? What are you skimming through when you're skimming through social media and you're reading news articles? Like, you can hear anything. You can hear like a great outlet that I can bring up, the news. Now, the news can either give us information or information. The difference is, information is the information that they're pumping into us it's pushing propaganda in one direction that causes us to panic, go into a fear state, and just go out there. When COVID first hit, it was facts over fear. Facts, not fear, I think was the slogan that all of the news outlets were using. Well, then you have a way that the same news outlets can push people to a riot. You have the same news outlets that can push people into a coup. You have the same news outlets that can push separation in countries and cause wars, because people are getting this information. And as they're getting this information, they're processing the information. Nobody's really taking the time to go back. And me personally, I'm casting down all negative thoughts. That's me personally. I'm not one who chooses to deal in negative thinking. Do I have negative thoughts that come up? I absolutely do have negative thoughts that come up. And when those negative thoughts come up, I feel so, I almost get angry with the negative thought. And you don't have to pay attention to your negative thought. I could be somewhere and I can think like, man, these people don't even want me to be here. And as I'm thinking that these people don't even want me to be here, guess what I do? I'm like, man, these people want me here. I throw that thought out, because at the end of the day, whether they want me there or not, I'm there. And now that I'm there, I have to give my best self. And once I'm giving my best self, whether you didn't want me there in the beginning or not, you realize that you needed me to be there. That's how I handle it. I take my example from this guy, man, great dude. Lived a long time ago. I'm talking about, this dude was amazing. This dude was so, like, he was super dope. And I saw that he dealt with some negative thoughts, man. This dude, like, I'm talking about, you would not even think that he ever had a negative thought, but this dude had negative thoughts. Maybe you heard of him, maybe you haven't. His name is Jesus, right? So This dude Jesus is like, he goes out into the wilderness and he's hungry, he's tired, and then he has like this enemy that comes up and starts toying with his thoughts. He's like, well, if you're really this, then jump off of this building and you'll fly. Or if if you're really that, then do this. And if you do this for me, then do, like, all of these negative thoughts start coming at him. And then what he does is he combats the negative thoughts with the word that he's been taught. And he's fighting back against the negative thoughts. What he was doing is he was using what he knew from scripture, pushing back the negative thoughts, not accepting the negative thoughts. Then I started thinking about that. I'm like, how does that apply to us today? Well, we can still quote scripture to fight against negative thoughts. Greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Like, there's different things that will pop into my head. God, you haven't given me a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. Like, these are things that just pop into my head when I'm in various situations. Man. And when it comes to affirmations are things that also help you fight back negative thoughts. That's why affirmations are so powerful. I recommend that you all write down affirmations. Write down the things that you want in your life, the things about your life. I am above only and not beneath. I am super intelligent. I am loved. I am lovely. I'm beautiful. I'm strong. I'm healthy. I am prosperous. I am doing wonderful in my job. I am getting promotions after promotions after promotions. Like, you can say these things over yourself every single day and say them until you believe them. Because remember what I said, your thoughts, they're just like tricklets of water that are coming down. And thoughts always attract alike thoughts, whether it's a negative thought or a positive thought. If you have negative thoughts, they will attract other negative thoughts. And when you have those negative thoughts, nobody can help you get rid of them other than you. You are the one that has to destroy those negative thoughts. I have had, and I'll tell you this. So you guys have heard me say this before. I had gone through a divorce. So once you've gone through a divorce, you can hold on to the thoughts, the negativity, the hurt that you felt. You can hold on to the pain. You can hold on to the disbelief. You can hold on to the distrust. You can hold on to the feeling of abandonment. You can hold on to all of these various things. You have a choice. You can hold on to those things because there are people that are going to come to you and say, it's your right. You can do this. That's exactly. Or I can listen to podcasts that I can go into the He-Man Woman Haters Club or the He-Man Woman Haters Club and sit there and let them tell me all the things against all the women in the world. And this is why. And I can utilize every single situation that I experience that I can see as a red flag, not just from a divorce, but from a bad relationship. And I can say, I can put that off on somebody else because now that's what's governing my thoughts. Right? Instead, what I do is I'm intentional and dropping those thoughts. If something comes up that tries to remind me of what it was like in my divorce, it's not a moment for me to sit there and fall into nostalgia and just start feeling hurt again. Or no, it's not at that time at all. It's time for me to look around and start observing my surrounding and trying to figure out, okay, what's trying to be taken from me? What is it that I'm trying to be distracted from? Because negative thoughts are a distraction. What is it that your negative thoughts are distracting you from? What is it in your destiny that your negative thoughts are pulling away from you? It's building a wall right in front of you because it's one or two negative thoughts that start piling up. Then it's 7 negative thoughts and they start piling up and they're 14 negative thoughts. And they're stopping you from moving forward, whether you know it or not. They're stopping you from trusting the way that you know that you should be trusting. They're stopping you from loving the way that you know that you should be loving. They're stopping you from working the way that you know that you should be working. They're stopping you from moving the way that you know that you should be moving. We operate in a physical world, in a 3D, 4D world. That's where we operate. We are fourth dimensional. I can touch everything that I have. And in all of this operation that we have and all this movement that we have and the abilities that we have, the thing that we are challenged the most in, the thing that we can get hit in the most, the thing that can hurt us the most, our imagination. You know why? Because that's where all of our thoughts are, on the canvas of our imagination, in our mind, and it's just waiting. It's just waiting for us to write a picture. So what are you going to write? Is it the Rocky Horror Movie Show that writes, that's the picture that you're writing on the canvas of your imagination? Are you writing the next series of Saw on the canvas of your imagination? Are you writing the next drama series on the canvas of your imagination? Or are you writing the next Shark Tank? Are you writing the next, are you writing these success stories? Or are you writing these broken stories? And it's all based off of what we allow to paint the pictures in our mind. Remember I said, this is a representation of our mind. Our minds are so powerful, you all. Our minds can attract things to us that we want, and they can attract things to us that we don't want. If you're looking in your surroundings and you're looking at your situation, you are literally writing the narrative for what's happening in your life right now based off of things that you've heard, things that you've experienced in life, things that have been said to you that you tried not to listen to, but you did anyways, things that you've read, things that you've studied. There are so many different social groups that are out here. That's the great thing about social media. But if you're sitting in the wrong social groups and you're taking in the wrong social information, then now what that's doing is it's tainting your destiny. It's taking away from you the things that you desire, that you love, that you want. It affects you mentally. It causes mental health issues. All of these things play together based off of what's being told to you and what narrative you're writing based off of the things that you've heard and the negative thoughts that you've heard. I choose to tell myself positive things. I choose to grab the positive thoughts. I can look at a situation and be like, dang, this is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm in this situation right now. There's more month than money. And I think back, let's not remember the last struggle we had. Let's remember how we came out of that and we overcame that. I think back, let's not remember the last time we saw a negative in the bank account. Let's remember what it looked like to see all them zeros in the bank account. I start remembering that. I start to remember I don't remember. Let's think about the time that we got when they furloughed us and then they laid everybody else off. No, I think about, okay, let's think about the time when you got that promotion and then 3 months later there was another promotion and 3 months later there was another promotion. I start replacing my negative thoughts with positive thoughts. I also replace my negative thoughts with promise. And I know that Marsha probably said this in here. She said, pray to God to take away the negative thoughts. Let me see, pray to God to take away the negative thought and replace it with a positive thought. I'm all for that. I'm a man of prayer. I'm a man of faith. I believe in it. I believe that these are the things that we're supposed to do. And being a man of prayer, being a man of faith, there's not one thing, I promise you guys, there's not one thing in my life where I don't take it to God, whether people believe in God or not. That's up to them. Hey, I've seen too much. I've experienced too much. I'm alive today. There's a beautiful exchange that happens on the inside of me. There's something that is just like fortified on the inside of me so that if there's hurt, if there's something that I don't like, I choose to trust people. I can go into a room and I can be dealing with somebody and I can say, hey, you know what? I can feel like I can't trust them. I'm like, okay, I can trust them. I trust them until hey, you have to prove to me that I can't trust you. If I'm involved, if I'm in a relationship, I trust my spouse. I trust the person that I'm with. No matter what anybody else has to say, no matter what comes, whatever, no matter what may, I will tell you this. If you look for negative things, you will always find negative things. Don't go looking for negativity. Look for the positive, because if you look for positive things, you will always find positive things. All of these things are, our brain has the authority. Our brain has the power because of our thought processes, and our thought processes control what's being painted on the canvas of our imagination. And what's being painted on the canvas of our imagination dictates to us what our life is going to be like. We are living in what has been dictated by the canvas of our imagination. And I know that there are things that happen in life. I know that there are challenges that come up. I know that there are times where you may not understand why something happens to you. And those things are never meant to hurt you, break you, destroy you. Anything that comes up that is an obstacle is an opportunity for you. It is not a problem. It's a situation. It's not an issue. It's a situation. It's a situation where you can figure out what your next move is going to be. Because whenever you come out on the opposite side, when you come out on the other side of any bad situation, you're always stronger. You can think better. You understand how to operate. Now, control your thoughts. Because remember what I said in the beginning, you are going to win this life not on any other battlefield other than on the battlefield of your mind. If you don't think you can, then you won't be able to. If you think it's going to fail, then it will fail. If you think it's not going to work, then it's not going to work. If you think that you will never have enough, then you will never have enough. If you think, like, it's all about the thoughts that you have. You can either let that negative thought stay by itself and move really slowly and be just one little droplet by itself, or you can go hang on that thought and connect it with the other negative thoughts, and then let those negative thoughts become a rivet or a river in your mind and just flush. And now you are making a long-term decision based off of a temporary emotion. I encourage and I implore each and every one of you, never make long-term decisions based off of a temporary emotion. Temporary emotions will come and go. as often as they like, because it's just a part of life. It's all about how you respond to those temporary emotions. It's about how you react to those temporary emotions. And I'm saying they're temporary because everything is temporary. Don't be moved by the things that you see, because the things that you see are temporary and they're subject to change. As you think, so shall you receive, because you receive what you believe. And it's crazy when you really break it down. Your thoughts turn into actions, your actions turn into behaviors, and your behaviors turn into routines. That's how it works. 60,000 thoughts a day. 60,000 thoughts a day, and you get to choose. You get to choose whether you hang on to the positive or you hang on to the negative. And I'm not saying that it's easy all the time to get rid of the negative, because it's not easy all the time to get rid of the negative. In those moments when you feel like it's hard, it's okay to pick up the phone and call somebody. In those moments when you feel like it's hard, go to your affirmations. Read them until you believe them. Say them until you believe them. When it gets hard, pray, whether you believe in it or not. Trust and believe. If you're praying and there's nobody up there, you're at least getting it off your chest, right? But if you're praying and you believe and you know that God is there, things are going to change. Things are going to move in your direction. Things are going to happen for you. None of this stuff happens against you. It happens for you. It's designed to take you to the next level. So my questions for you is, what are those thoughts that you have that have been negative thoughts that you've allowed to rule and govern your life, that need to be eradicated, changed, disrupted, pushed out? What are those thoughts? Now that you have those thoughts in mind, what are you going to do with them? Are you going to hang on to them and let them dictate to you what your life is going to be like? Or are you going to get rid of them and start enjoying life? Now, we may come back to this tomorrow. We may not come back to this tomorrow. But I wanted to make sure that I hit this today because it was just really pressing on me. You have to stop giving weight to negative thoughts. Do your best to turn your back on negativity. Turn your back on negativity. Who's telling you that you're dealing with anxiety? Who's telling you? What are the sources that you're getting all of your information from? And why do you feel like it's true? If it's negative, if it leads to negative responses, negative reactions, negative things that happen in your life, change it up. Go start taking in positive stuff. I tell every single one of my clients, hey, first thing in the morning, I recommend that you use that first 5 to 20 minutes of your day and put nothing but positive in. Nothing but positive in. I don't care if that's devotional, inspirational speech, an inspirational track. I don't care what it is for you, but you put nothing but positive in, because at that point in your life, at that moment when you first get up, those first 10 minutes, those first 20 minutes of your day, your brain is only operating at like 10.5 wave cycles per second. And I'm telling you, it's important, essential, because it'll curve the rest of your day. Hey, listen, I can keep going, but I'm not going to, because I feel like I'll just keep telling you the same thing. Do what you have to do to get rid of the negative thoughts. Do not allow negative thoughts to create a narrative in your mind that disrupts your life, because that's exactly what it does. It's a distraction. It's a disruption. Take the positive thoughts, and it's okay to build your life around your positive thoughts. Be prepared for when negative comes, because it's still going to come, right? Negative's it's got a right to keep trying to come back. But when negative thoughts come, knock them down, bat them away, push them out your way. Allow yourself to be like Neo and eventually believe that, yes, you are the one. Because once he got to that point that he believed that he was the one, everything changed. Game over. Flying, stopping bullets, everything. Now, I ain't saying you're going to fly. I ain't going to say you're going to stop bullets or anything like that. I'm just saying, figuratively, you'll be flying through life. You'll be stopping the bullets, the missiles that fear and anger and negativity will try to shoot at you. You'll be in control. Hey, that's what I got for you tonight, man. Marsha says, release them to God. God is always there. Absolutely. And I am a full person on that. Let me go back and read some of this stuff. This is good, man. Mimi says, thoughts provoke our emotions as well as our behavior responses. Thoughts affect our lives in its entirety. We can often relate much of our thoughts to how we feel about ourselves. Man, that's good. That's really good. That's so good. I may even pick that up and run with that tomorrow. Absolutely. Good stuff. Hey, this is your boy Jarvis, man. I am not going to keep you. Just want you to know that I love you. We got a couple days left in this year. What are you going to do with that time? I recommend getting rid of those negative thoughts, moving forward, move strong. Know that you're loved. Know that you matter. This is your boy Jarvis. I'll holler at you later. Good night. Wait. Someone said, okay. Hey. I forgot to give y'all music. we gotta get some music. So what do we listen to tonight? Hey, I love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Marsha. So what are we listening to tonight, people? What's gonna be our music to take us out? What we got going on? I'm only giving you until I find what I think I want to hear. All right. So I think I got a song for us that's going to carry us out. Here we go. Let me see. Hold on. I don't want to be stingy. Let me see. Oh, okay. Well, we got a song that's going to carry us out. It's a oldie, but a goodie. Actually, I can't say it's an oldie. It's just older. This will be our song to take us out because I feel like some of y'all need it. There we go. Hey, yo, this is your boy Jarvis. I have enjoyed being on here with you. Absolutely loved it. If you want to stay connected, definitely go ahead and text me. You want to make sure you text me. You can text Impact to 386-200-1394. Let's get connected. You know, we have some stuff coming up that I definitely want you to be a part of. Got some updates about the Impacts rally, and I'll bring that up at the end of the week. But going out of this year, let's run with it, y'all. Love y'all. Have a good night.